We want to say a huge thank you to our patron, Stephen Truelove, for his support on Patreon. Welcome to Man Cove Wellbeing, and today we share a factual blog and inspiring story from Roland Chesters, who was given just 2 weeks to live after being diagnosed with HIV. Roland is now a campaigner for disability rights. He is a self-employed disability development consultant and has his own company, Luminate. Please watch and listen with care. The content of this video and audio may be triggering or may make you feel uncomfortable. Please press the stop button and return to the video when you feel ready. Always put yourself first and seek the guidance of a health professional. Thank you. A man who was given just 2 weeks to live after being diagnosed with HIV is urging others to get tested early and to protect their long-term health. Roland Chesters, who lives in Suburban, had symptoms for over 2 years, but doctors did not know what was wrong with him. His calls come in the wake of the government's annual report on HIV and AIDS in the UK, which has found nearly half of those diagnosed are still at the late stage of infection. Late diagnosis cuts life expectancy and impacts on a person's quality of life. People living with undiagnosed HIV are also at risk of passing the virus on to partners. Roland, 59, said,
"I'd been very poorly for a long time. I'd suffered loss of movement in my arms and legs and the ability to speak, dizzy spells, tiredness, underperformance at work and confusion. I thought I was going mad because I'd seen numerous oncologists, cardiologists, psychologists and a neurologist, but they didn't know what was wrong with me. I'm lucky to still be alive. I had been tested earlier. I could have avoided the long-term effects on my brain and motor skills."
Roland and his partner of 22 years, Richard, had been planning to go on a 2-week holiday days after the test, but doctors warned if they did, Roland would be coming back in a box. Roland was diagnosed with a HIV and AIDS-defining illness, which also included symptoms of dementia. HIV, human immune deficiency virus, is no longer considered the death sentence it once was. Early diagnosis and treatment means people living with HIV can expect to live as long as the general population, as well as reducing the risk of passing it on. Roland had PML, a degenerative disease of the brain, which impairs cognitive and motor functions. It usually affects people in the late stages of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS, and has 5 to 10% survival rate. Roland had only had one other long-term relationship and did not suspect he had HIV. He said,
"I was angry that what now seemed to be blindingly obvious symptoms of HIV-related illness were missed. I thought I was going to die. It affects my concentration, coordination, memory, and I have some difficulties with speech. I was later diagnosed with dyspraxia, a coordination disorder, as a direct consequence of my encephalopathy."
Roland is a modern languages graduate from the Royal Holloway College in London, and he went on to work for the Foreign and Commonwealth Office as a language testing specialist. He added, "My verbal and written skills are no longer up to scratch, which is disappointing for someone with my background. This could have been avoided had I got an earlier diagnosis and treatment." He took 5 months off work to recover and was later diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. He said, "I was extremely depressed at the time. While the virus may have had less of an impact had I been diagnosed earlier, I am much healthier and happier today, thanks to the treatment. I consider myself to be extremely lucky." HIV is treated with a medication which works by stopping the virus replicating in the body. The treatment can make a person's viral load so low it can't be detected by the tests. When this happens, they cannot pass on the virus. The drugs also allow the immune system to repair itself and prevent further damage. In 2017, around 100,000 people in the UK received specialist HIV care. Public Health in England, which is part of the Department of Health, reported 7,800 people are unaware of their infection, and 43% of those diagnosed are at the late stage of infection. Roland has become a campaigner for disability rights. He heads Luminate, which offers support on disability and diversity in the workplace. He helps employers create an inclusive workforce and employees to develop confidence in their role. He's also a speaker for the Terence Higgins Trust, Positive Voices, going into schools, colleges and workplaces to talk about his experience. Roland has released a book called Ripples from the Edge of Life, which looks at his experience of living with HIV and offers support for others affected by a life-changing diagnosis or disability in later life. The book, referring to how the issues can have a ripple effect on everyone, also shows how education and awareness can tackle the spread of HIV and the stigma around it. Treatment with anti-HIV drugs is sometimes called combination therapy because people usually take 3 different drugs at the same time, often combined into one tablet. It is also known as an antiretroviral therapy, ART, or highly active antiretroviral therapy, HAART for short. The UK START study found people who delayed had a significantly higher chance of developing AIDS-related illness such as cancers. Starting treatment will reduce your viral load to undetectable levels and protect your health. Early diagnosis and treatment means people living with HIV can expect to live long as the general population. The slogan "U equals U, undetectable equals transmittable" has been coined. The HIV virus attacks the CD4 cells, which are white blood cells that protect your body from infection. Treatment was previously recommended to start once they drop to 350. An AIDS diagnosis is at below 200. Below 100, a person is not expected to recover. Roland's was at 62. Survival after diagnosis with AIDS-related neurological illnesses has improved since the advent of HAART, HAART. Thank you for watching, and if you're seeking support with your emotional and mental health, please contact one of the helplines listed in the description of this video on YouTube. We hope this was useful, and if you'd like to see more videos like this one and even provide your own content, please subscribe and contact us at the links below. Why not join the MCW community and support our mission by becoming a patron today? With a host of benefits, exclusive access to patron-only content, and helping us make the change. We want to thank all the patrons listed above for their support. We also want to thank the wellness experts, practitioners and advocates who share their content with us. That's all for us today, and we'll see you soon.